What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dogecoin today. The purpose of this video is to discuss the long-term prospects of Dogecoin, where I see this thing going by the end of the cycle. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have your own understanding of it, your own conviction in why I believe that Dogecoin will inevitably see prices that are not just at new all-time highs, but worth several dollars, and has the potential to even go beyond that over time. Maybe not by the end of this cycle, but over time we have very serious potential with this thing. We'll go over all that. I am going to talk about the short-term stuff at the end of the video, but for now, let's just talk about the long-term stuff and stay focused, all right? So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 17th of August. It's the last day of the week. We've got about 6 hours left in this day here, six hours left in the week, sitting at 23.5 cents now, dating back to December of 2013, the origins of Dogecoin here, at least on this chart. If we're looking at the first all-time high, the first cycle high there in January 2014 to the bear market low of May 2015, about a year later, high to low. We take this and we can see that this was your bear cycle. You went through a kind of crab market, and then once you started to rock and roll, you really just didn't stop, man, until you went all the way up until you're at your golden ratio there. So the golden ratio was your point of resistance. Now that's the 1618. That is the golden ratio. I didn't cherry pick that. I didn't put that line there for no reason. If you take a high to a low on your fib scale from the significant all-time high at the time to the all-time low still, that target, that very next target, the 1618, is exactly where you stopped on the corresponding next cycle. Had the bull cycle, bear cycle, had your crab market move sideways, right? The bear, I would say most of the bear cycle is probably over by here. You still kept going lower, but maybe if that was the end of the bear cycle, cool, but whatever. You moved sideways here and you had some very long, boring times, as you normally do, right? Dogecoin has a way of boring people out before it starts to rally, and then once it rallies, man, it makes you sad if you ever got bored and if you didn't pay attention to it. It's a very good long-term kind of project to invest in, right? Project, meme coin, whatever you want to call it, man. If we're looking at it here, the next cycle, you went all the way up to the 2618, a little bit above there, right? A little bit above the 2618 there. If we carry on this trend, the 3618 is all the way up here at about $10. Now, I don't believe Dogecoin's going to see it this time. I think we are going to break this trend. We are not going to see the 3618 achieved this cycle. However, a move like that is pretty on par with what we've seen in the past two bull cycles that we've had. Right. I do believe that we'll stop a little bit lower, and I'll go over my reasons for that, but I did just want to look at this in the kind of long-term perspective because 1618, 2618, could we go to the 3618? It's possible. I want to let you guys know a price that high of about $10. First off, psychological resistance, it could happen, but a price that high would give Dogecoin a market cap that's over $1 trillion. So I have a lot of faith in Dogecoin. I like Dogecoin. I think that it's a solid coin and it will be around probably forever just because it's a meme, right? But it's the OG meme coin. And Elon Musk really helped cement it. It's like rise to glory and fame, but it was doing fine even without that. It would probably still continue to do fine. From a fundamental standpoint, it actually is it's more sound money than the US dollar is. As time goes on, the US dollar will only inflate at a higher rate. Dogecoin inflates every single day. It'll inflate forever. It has an unlimited supply, but it inflates at a slower rate than the US dollar does. And Dogecoin, unlike 99% of cryptos out there, is actually something that you can use to buy real world goods. Not like groceries and stuff, but like Tesla, the Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks. You can buy merchandise through them with Dogecoin. And there's other places that do accept Dogecoin as well, which most cryptos, again, you can't actually buy real world goods in Dogecoin. There's talks of Tesla accepting Dogecoin as like a form of payment for the robo-taxis and stuff like that. That they have plans, or using it on X.com as a form of tipping, right? There's all kinds of plans that are being implemented for this, and you've got Mark Cuban, you've got Mr. Wonderful, you've got Vlad Tenev, and you've got Elon Musk, all billionaires who publicly have advocated for this coin, saying that there's more to it than meets the eye. So there's definitely some bullish potential there in the long term. I think in the long term we will see a $10 price, which is crazy. We will see beyond that even. But for now, let's stay grounded a little bit. Let's focus back from a high to a low. This cycle here, you went just above your 1618, your golden ratio, right? If we take that next cycle now, instead of the high to the all-time low there, we take this high to our next bear cycle low. You'll notice we didn't stop. I mean, I guess we did stop at the golden ratio, but that wasn't the cycle high. But can we at least say that both cycles, two for two, so far. We've gone to the golden ratio, if not above it. This one we went to the 2272. I don't think we're going to go to the 2272 of this cycle, but still, right? Showing significance at this golden ratio still. Very significant area in Dogecoin's existence, right? At least from this macro kind of scale. If we're looking at it from the current all-time high to the bear market low that we had in June of 2022, high to low here, the golden ratio, which we've at least hit twice now per bull cycle, is all the way up there at about $4. And this is where I think by the end of this cycle we will go. I don't think we're going up to the 2272. I don't think that we're going to go all the way up this high, right? This was Dogecoin's rise to fame right here. Now it's a multi-billion-dollar asset. It's not going to see that, right? People get upset whenever I call it an asset. It is. Just because you think it's a meme coin doesn't mean that it's not an asset. And it is a meme coin, but it's an asset at the same time. It's the meme coin. It's the meme asset, man. $4. $4 is the price prediction by the end of the cycle. That's where I think we're going to go. And again, it's all derived from the golden ratio here, which we've shown tremendous respect on time and time again, cycle after cycle. We're looking at this here on the weekly time frame, just looking at the RSI. Each cycle so far, we've had readings, dramatic readings that are all the way up here above the 90, well above the 90, above 95 even, let's just say that, right? We have yet to see that this cycle. We haven't gotten these extreme bullish Dogecoin-like moves. We've seen little tastes, little tidbits of this right here and there, but nothing like this where it's persisted. I believe that we are going to see something that's more like this, a very short-lived, very explosive kind of rally that'll take place between now and the beginning of 2026. I think we could move at these paces here, maybe even a little bit slower, but more consistent. I don't think that it'll be as fast as what we saw last cycle. Maybe at times, maybe at certain weeks, but I would expect that between now and the Q1 or Q2 of 2026, we would see that $4 price come into fruition. All right. RSI hasn't seen the same readings that we normally see each cycle. MACD, I guess the MACD has seen some similar readings there. Let's look at the monthly time frame though. The MACD is a little bit weird too. The higher that you get, it gets weird, right? Like this cycle was clearly pretty damn bullish, and yet we have nothing. It doesn't look like anything there. Maybe I have to log it, right? If you log it, there you go, a little bit more. Anyways, the RSI here as well, which to me is the more reliable indicator of all these indicators, at least sees readings that are above 87. We haven't even seen that this cycle yet, right? Above 95. Both cycles as well. We haven't even seen that yet. So I think we'll know what's nice about Dogecoin, what's nice about meme coins is you'll know when the top is because it'll look like this. It'll look like this, right? You'll have this massive growth in a series of like a couple months, a few months, or a little bit more than that. And it'll be a phenomenal finish. I really do think that we'll see a $4 price. It's possible that we could hit 420. Right? I think a lot of people, once we get up there, as we get closer to that price, it's going to become an obvious target. Everyone's going to say 420. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are even saying it now. But as we get up there, it'll be like this self-fulfilling prophecy. With areas like that, you tend to either overshoot them by a little bit or you just fall shy of them, right? Last cycle, people were saying we were going to stop at 69 cents. We didn't stop at 69 cents. We went to 73.9 cents, just above there, right? We overshot it. So then, not 69 cents, we're going to $1. And then we crashed, right? We could hit $4, we're going to go to 420, and we stop at that psychological level of $4 and then go down. Or maybe we go just above 420, we're going to $5 and then we crash. But something around $4, probably just above $4 would be my guess is where we're going to go. Okay. Between here and there, if we take the current price at 23.6 cents, a $4 price would give you about a 16, 17x from here. So between now and the end of the cycle, that's the expected growth amount that we will see. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a good time. What else do we need to see here? Let's do the short-term stuff. I think, we've got a good understanding of the long-term stuff. Let's do the short-term stuff. Absolutely. I mean, if you look at Dogecoin's chart overall, there's really no other charts in crypto that look like this. Just like straight up higher lows, higher highs. It's phenomenal. It really is one of the most bullish charts that you'll see. And it's a meme coin. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how the most bullish chart is literally a meme coin. Bitcoin's clearly got a more bullish chart, but you get what I'm saying, right? Daily time frame here, 23.6 cents now. Bit of a wick today. You probably come down a little bit. All that upside talk, let's get grounded, right? You're probably going to come down a little bit. I was expecting that we'd go a little bit lower here, down to like 21 cents, but looking at this now, it kind of looks like we have a diamond top, and it might be more obvious if we're looking at it on a 4-hour time frame, right? You've got this diamond shape to you. Maybe it's not a diamond top. Maybe it's a head and shoulders pattern, right? Where you've got the left and right shoulder. You've got very small head, though. It's the sombrero of death, it looks like. You'd probably come down a little bit. I don't know if we see lower prices. I don't know if we go below 21.7 cents, but if we do, just prepare yourselves. If we go down to 20 cents, 21 cents, it's totally fine. Dogecoin can do that, right? If we're looking at this from a low to a high here, that's our golden ratio right there at 21.2 to 20.7 cents. We could very well go down there, and that's totally fine if we do. At this point, I'm not necessarily expecting that, but I'm just making you aware in case it does happen, right? That way you don't panic, right? You buy more. You panic buy if it happens to be cheap. You don't panic sell. 1 hour RSI looks bullish as hell, super bullish. You got a nice uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, but you've hit the overbought zone a couple times now. It might be time to break out of this and come down. So over the coming days, I would expect we go down. Stochastics look bearish. Yeah, makes sense that we would come down. 4 hour time frame here, the RSI is bearish, actually. Yes, we are in a lower low, lower high trend. At the top of that, I would expect to come down, yeah, to the oversold zone, probably. Probably going down there. Stochastics look like they want to cross out, and then the MACD, it's like you're crossing above the zero, but you're not getting anything, and you're probably going to reject, so that's bearish. I really wouldn't be surprised if we went below this low, but at this point in time, I'm not calling for that. I would expect a higher low, and that higher low could be anywhere from about 22.6 cents to 22 cents itself, okay? We're at 23.5 cents now, so nothing too dramatic, but a little bit lower. Buy the dip, hold the rip. Things are going to be glorious between now and the end of the year. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.